Hill at the 1, Paul George at the 2.
This is what makes me. This is what I am, baby.
And starting 7'2", one of the true giants in the game, another great big man out of Georgetown, Roy Hibbert. Then there's Danny Granger, and it's West in at the 4 slot. And for Miami, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4 spot. Now here's Granger. Pass to West, outside Hill. Granger, 6 on the shot clock. It's back to Hill. And George, here we go. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Well, I tell you what, it's easy to get spoiled watching this fella. I mean, he just makes it look so simple.
Well, he's an exciting young player. Almost 6'10", great athleticism, length, dynamic finisher at the rim, and he can guard multiple positions defensively.
And you know what, Steve? His growth defensively has been just as impressive. He uses that length to great advantage, contesting shots and coming away with deflections and steals.
Wade from outside. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist.
One of the bright young head coaching stars in the league, Frank Vogel, took over the Pacers on an interim basis 3 seasons ago and immediately paid dividends. They had a strong finish to that season and his first season in a competitive first-round series against Chicago, and that success has continued to build and grow, and Frank Vogel deserves a lot of the credit.
And stolen by Chalmers. For the finish, and finished off by LeBron.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Offensive rebound. Hill dishes to George. Granger inside to Hibbert. Over Bosh. And Roy Hibbert the bucket on the assist by Granger. Hibbert's got his first bucket in this one. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. And Coach Vogel, the second youngest coach in the NBA last season, but he'd been working in the NBA for 15 years, Steve, prior to that, prior to becoming a head coach.
Yeah, 5 years as a video coordinator, a couple seasons as an advanced scout, and then 8 years on the bench as an assistant. So he's definitely paid his dues and learned a lot on his way up the ladder.
Wade can't hit.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Dives for it, and that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. And Miami making a change here. Battier's checked in. 1:51 left to play in the first quarter. And it's Hill with the jam. Savage, that's the way to get some momentum on your side.
Absolutely. Those dunks can really have a deflating effect on the defense.
Yeah, especially coming from a guy out of the backcourt.
Battier's shot. Good.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play. Well, Indiana's success last season was built around its defensive prowess, and they usually would set the tone at the start of the game. They were one of the best in the league at allowing the fewest first quarter points.
Now here's Granger. Just 5 on the clock. And it's West missing. The Heat with the lead. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Earlier I spoke with Frank Vogel. We talked about Chris Bosh, and he talked about the skill set and what makes him so difficult to guard. He told me he's very slippery in the post. You think you have him contained, and he'll just wiggle around his guy for a layup. We can never act as if he has nowhere to go down low. He finds space and room all the time. Guys?
And thank you for that, Doris. That one may be a little beyond his comfort zone, but he made it count. And that's now 6 points for Dwayne Wade. Going back to the Pacers once more, you knew they wanted to emphasize defense each game, and Steve, they would always come out and get right in the offensive player's face to start the game.
And they allowed the fewest first quarter points of any team in the league last year, Kevin. That's a great way to kind of set the tempo, set the tone in a ball game, and the Pacers were able to establish that defense right away. Well, you got to love the effort, but probably an ill-advised decision in the end to go for that alley-oop.
Yep, that sequence went from pretty to ugly in a hurry. He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
LeBron, that's
They got it in there.
And an ideal finish to the quarter for them as he drains it at the buzzer.
Boy, I like the fact he didn't rush it at all. Fantastic shot.
And we reached the end of the now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. They get Luis Scola. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for LeBron. The Heat shooting their first foul shot of the game.
Well, they were 75% free throw shooting a season ago.
Talking about Chris Anderson, guys, the Birdman. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to fly last season, but he did latch on with a very good Miami Heat team who was in need of some help rebounding, which is his strength. He still can do that and block shots as well.
And he gets it back. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. The Pacers shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
And the Birdman, a fan favorite from his days in Denver. The tattoos, his kinetic style of play, certainly drawing attention.
Well, he's an athletic presence inside at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he can slide his feet and block shots. And offensively, he's a guy who kind of hangs out on the weak side and finishes plays by catching and dunking.
Allen, that's good.
Well, Allen is the all-time leader in three-pointers made, past Reggie Miller a couple of years ago. So obviously you have to worry about him out there. But what makes Allen so good is that he can also put the ball on the floor, get into the paint, and score at that mid-range area as well.
And he really has a fondness for those corners. I mean, you just can't help off of him. Too much of a threat from out there. You've got to stay connected to him.
And that one's good.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the 3 as well as they can take the 3.
Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare, then the Pacers really took them deep, all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
And here's Stevenson. Following the 3 from Ray Allen. Here's Scola. Granger. It's stolen by Allen. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Vadier to pass to Cole. Allen outside. Fires from deep. Shot no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed Clark to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James's brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
A different look for Miami. LeBron comes in for Chris Anderson, and Dwayne Wade subbed in for Shane Battier. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, Roy Hibbert, a big key for the Pacers defense. Coach Vogel said, quote, he's the best in the league at earning no calls at the rim. That's where he's grown the most over the last 4 years. Put the back of your hands on the front of the rim. If you're in the charge circle and not on the ground, you can earn a no call. Kevin, it's all about staying vertical. You don't always have to block the shots to make guys miss.
Credit him for continuing to work. Thanks, Doris. Here's Haslem after the made shot from Copeland. And Haslem kicks to LeBron. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
You know, last year LeBron said that he was at his peak as a player, both physically and spiritually. You could see it in his eyes, just so confident. Even when things aren't going well, he now has the fortitude to make his way through that and continue to play and finish the game.
The Pacers making a switch here. Hibbert's checked in. Gets it to go. George has got 5. The Heat leading by 3.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity they have.
Well, they need to be.
Wade kicks to LeBron. He passes it to Cole. And he can't stop the run as he misses. The Pacers have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. Here's Stevenson. Rebound by the Heat. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Cole, defended by George. Here's Wade. Will not go. This is off the front iron. From half court, shot misses. Miami's gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them.
Well, if the Pacers wanted to grab the attention of the league with their postseason play, they certainly did that. They marched through the first 2 rounds by knocking off the Hawks and the Knicks. And remember, they were a game away from the NBA Finals.
And here is Hill after LeBron James hitting the 3. Hill dishes to Granger. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Granger's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense.
Ultimately, the Pacers would fall to the Heat, but they put them to the test. I don't think there's any doubt about that. They gained respect league-wide even more than they had going into the playoffs. It took 7 games, Clark, and you saw them all, which a lot of folks didn't see coming.
I know that's the case, and yet the way the Pacers showed such grit in that series, it indicates they can compete with anybody. And when you have a defensive anchor like they do in Roy Hibbert, they've got a chance to be a championship team before long.
Now here's Granger. It's back to Hill. Rockets 6. And another 3. And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
You know, when Danny Granger was out with injury last season, he saw that the Pacers team had become really Paul George's and Roy Hibbert's team as they became the new faces. While some would throw a fit about it, Granger said he was proud of them and happy to take a lesser role. He just wants to get back out there.
James drops it in from 11 feet. LeBron's got 9 points.
Offensively, he can be the engine that drives them at any given time.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. And when Granger is healthy, Steve, he's certainly a great player.
Well, you love his versatility, his ability to play both ends of the floor. A tough defender who can guard multiple positions. Offensively, he can put it on the floor, get to the rim. He's got 3-point range, but really an excellent all-around player.
Just 4 to shoot. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. It's on Chris Bosh.
When Hibbert came into the league, guys, everybody assumed he'd be a project, and that's been accurate. But projects can pay off, and to have a player with his size and work ethic and skill is a huge payday for the Pacers.
And going back to Hibbert and Clark, you mentioned this, looked at as a project when he came in, taken with the 17th pick, Steve, back in 08, and a draft that you were involved with Phoenix.
Well, we took Robin Lopez at 14 because he just had much better mobility athletically. We were shocked that Hibbert could eventually develop the kind of speed and lateral quickness that he's done. So pretty impressive that he's put all this work in and defied his critics.
Now here's Wade. 6 points for him. It's Wade again missing. Poked loose. Indiana's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Kevin, thank you. There was a lot of thought about how the Heat could improve after they lost to the Mavs in the 2011 NBA Finals. Many called for a veteran point guard, but the team felt comfortable with who they had. Coach Eric Spoelstra says we felt we had one of the younger point guard tandems in the league that we can build on and offer us championship minutes right now. They grew into that role and were a big part of their back-to-back titles. Spoelstra says they earned it with their hard work, and he couldn't be happier, guys.
Thanks again, Doris.
A lot of people picked the Heat to run away with the East last year, and they were right on target. They were just so far and away better than any other team in the East that you just didn't see them losing much during the course of the season.
As you said, the Heat clinched the East pretty early and were able to rest up a lot of their players down the stretch. Steve, never easy to win when everyone expects you to win games, but the Heat didn't seem fazed by the pressure at all.
Well, this is a championship team, and I think once you win that first title, you get a different level of confidence, and that showed last season as Miami rolled to their second title in a row.
Now, here is Hill. 7 points in the game. Indiana moving it around. Granger drives in. West. And the shot is good.
I got it.
West has got his first points of the game. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Here's Wade, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot two.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, and you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you, and that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for David West. Hill kicks to Granger. And it's blocked by Battier. Amy's gone 6 of 8 on 3-pointers in the game. An outstanding 75% mark. And here's LeBron outside. And that one's good. LeBron's got 8 here in the quarter. Well, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, both teams playing well. Neither club able to pull away.
It's back to Hill. Takes the 3. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Indiana trailing here. Kicks to Stevenson. Outside, George. There's the pass to Hill. Feeds it to Hibbert. Shot clock at 6. Hill, no good. Miami's gone 7 of 9 on 3-pointers tonight. Outstanding mark from long range. And finished off by LeBron.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Now, here is Hill. He dishes it to Stevenson. There's the feed to George. He kicks it to Scola. Back to George. Lets the 3 fly. Rebounded by Battier. The Heat leading by 4. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Back to LeBron. Dishes it to Cole. From past the arc. Bosch kicks to Cole. Over Hill. Cole's shot is good.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Frank Vogel had to say to his team. He told us guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
Danny Granger, he's checked in for Indiana. Hill kicks to Granger. From deep. And James pulls it down. For Miami, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Battier outside. The three. Shot is off, and Indiana will come the other way. Chalmers against Hill. Scola, a screen on Allen. George passes to Scola. He feeds it to Hill. Granger outside. Fires for three. And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far. Udonis Haslem is checked in for the Heat. Miami leading by 6. LeBron outside. Back to Chalmers. Good. Nothing but net. Timeout called the Pacers. They trail by 8. There's a minute 40 left to play in the final quarter. There's a minute 40 left here in the fourth quarter. And George, here we go. The three from him. That's good.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Miami's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
What a game for LeBron. He's got 14 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
Free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Hill against Chalmers. Hill dishes to George. On the wing, Granger. Granger right side. Shot clock at 5. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession.
Now, severe lack of awareness on his part. He had no idea he was near the out-of-bounds line.
David West is checked in for the Pacers. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Granger against LeBron. Wade. Shot misses. West with some nice D. Indiana's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has fouled the bottom of the bucket. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, close, but I didn't think he got on balance quickly enough.
And it's hard to draw charges as quick as players are at this level. That's not an easy bit of work there.
Hill kicks to Granger. It's back to Hill. A three-pointer, no good. He'd have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. It's LeBron with the drive. And good on the basket. Hook it.
Time to turn out the lights on this game.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for the way they played here today. Truly a professional display.
Probably time to just say it, guys. This game is over.
I think you're right on target there.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
For Miami, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Back to Chalmers. Passes it to LeBron. Three-pointer. Can't get it to go. And so it's Miami winning this one.
Damn, boy.
Both teams played well.